So you're thinking of moving to Kyle, Texas. Well, in this video, we're gonna check out Sage Hollow, a new construction neighborhood in Southwest Kyle. We're gonna get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here. If you're thinking of moving to the Austin area, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with the local real estate market. Before jumping into real estate, I was a band director for 10 years, and the values and skills I learned from that profession have translated over to real estate. Honesty, hard work, and having other people's interests above my own is still how I operate. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, you can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Be happy to help you with your next move into or out of the Austin area. So where we are today is Sage Hollow. I'm gonna walk around a little bit so you can kind of see some of the neighborhood. Like I said, this is a pocket community in Southwest Kyle. Milestone is the builder that builds out here. And as far as the amenities for this neighborhood, really just the pool that you see behind me. It's a pretty large pool though, lots of space for lounging, lots of tree shade. So it is a really nice pool, but that's kind of it. There's no gym. I haven't seen a dog park. As we walk out here, I'll show you the playground that's here. So there's some nice amenities, but it is somewhat limited. As far as, let me open this. As far as the playground area, kind of walk backwards, hopefully I don't fall over. This is it, right? So again, not the most amazing playground I've ever seen in my life. I do like the amount of shade though. Too often do I see a brand new area and the builders just don't think about the amount of shade. And the summers are brutal here, so it is really important that they've included that in this area. But as far as the homes available here, we're gonna check out 2 homes. There's currently 11 for sale, and they're ranging from the high 300s to the low 500s, so mainly in the 400 area. There's some really interesting layouts with these homes too. If we can kind of see behind me, a lot of them don't have front-facing garages, so they do the alleyways in between. I kind of like that. It's just a little bit more privacy when you pull into your alleyway and then straight into your garage. Not having the garage front facing like that. They also have these swing garages back here. I don't know if you can see that. It's interesting. I don't know if I like that per se. When I speak with a sales rep, of course, they say it's amazing because you have more space to park. Personally, I wish those are detached. So personally, I would want my garage attached to the house so I can just walk in. Like if it's raining, you have to park the car, walk in through the backyard, and then into the house. So not ideal, if it's poor weather outside, but an interesting different design, right? And for me, it's all about the price. If it's a good investment, if I love the layout of the house, if I love the lot placement and what I'm looking at outside, I'll deal with a detached garage, right? That's not a deal breaker for me. But yeah, definitely interesting styles out here. So that's why I wanted to share it with y'all. So let's go check out the first house. So the first home we're checking out today is listed at $425,000. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,923 square foot home. It's 1 story, and this has actually come down 40 grand. It was originally listed at $465,000, but it's been on the market for 300 days. So that's why they've done so many price reductions. So let's go check it out. Long driveway, and this is a more typical, the garage is front facing, just so you can kind of see where we're at. So we have some empty lots next to us, and then they have more of the driveway in the back look on that side of the street. And then we're somewhat close to the corner, so that's great. There's not going to be a lot of through traffic on this street. Really like the look of it, really bright. We have the light stone in the front. And then, I don't know if it's coming through in the camera, but it's kind of green. Very nice look. Blue door, very cool. Looks like they have luxury vinyl plank flooring throughout. Really tall ceilings, which I was surprised about. So to the left here, we have a built-out office, which is really cool. Usually you'll see an office space near the entrance, but it's usually not built out. So it's cool that they added all this. These are high quality cabinets too. They're Kent Moore custom cabinets. And so this home has those through the entire home. So it is really nice that they included this here. You have the window there. It's set up perfectly for an office. I do wish there were more outlets. I see one there and one there. So kind of weird they didn't put more outlets knowing this was gonna be an office. Also, I kind of wish these were French doors, glass doors, right? Like having this closed feels a little bit claustrophobic. I'm just giving my honest opinion though. I think this is really nice that they built it out, but it's kind of odd to not see the French doors for the office space when offices are built out. But very cool that they added the cabinets there. Also that extra light coming above the doors, a nice touch. Over here to the right is the guest room area. So here's guest room number 1. Pretty good size, massive LED light in the middle there. I've never seen a light that size before. Pretty typical closet space. And then guest bedroom number 2. Again, decent size. And then we have our guest bathroom, which is pretty nice. So we have a ton of countertop space here. We have the cabinet above the toilet. You don't often see that. Natural light coming in. Really cool design with that back tile. I do wish it went all the way to the ceiling. It's just a personal preference though. And then really nice floor tile too. It kind of has some texture to it. It's not just the typical floor tile you would see. And then there's a linen closet there. Here we have a coat closet. And then we come into the main area. So living room area, huge windows overlooking that back patio. And then kitchen. Let's check out the kitchen first. So I really like the size of the kitchen. I love the look of the black fixtures, consistent, right? So the faucet, the handle, the hinges, all the little knob handles on the cabinets are all black. They look really, really good. Not a big fan of this countertop. It's this thin silestone countertop. I don't really like thin countertops. I don't really like this speckled look. It's, again, personal preference. It's one of those, this is a new build home. There's so many great things about it. So these little things are catching my eye because I'm used to seeing, you know, thicker countertops with maybe slightly more custom or interesting designs than this at this price point. But apart from that, the rest of the kitchen's fantastic. We have a 5-burner range here built in, so you have these pull-out drawers underneath. Again, keeping those more custom cabinets throughout. We have the hood, really cool, large, looks like kind of gray, bluish subway tile. The built-in microwave, double oven, both built into the cabinets. That all looks fantastic. And the amount of space you have, there's so much space. Another personal preference of mine, I prefer a large single basin sink instead of the separated. Again, not a big deal, but just something to be aware of when you're looking at stuff, having opinions of these. We have this formal dining area. I wish there was a window here. Kind of odd they didn't put that there, but whatever, blank wall for you to decorate with whatever you want to. This back patio is awesome. Really large, completely covered back patio space. They have the gas outlet there for the grill, which not all homes have that, so it's awesome that they have that there. And then this backyard is great. So this is at the end of the neighborhood. So it's actually a different neighborhood over there, but you have this green belt in between the two, and so you're not gonna have back neighbors. These trees are gonna stay, even when they keep building, nothing's gonna be built there. They're gonna have some wildlife in between the two, so that's really, really nice. I also like what they did with the side yard here, where they just kept it stones. Same with the other side too, so very little upkeep with this home. It's just this rectangular yard that you gotta mow, and that's it. Over here, we have our mudroom area. Kick off your shoes there, hang your coat, right? And then here's our 2-car garage. Pretty simple. I like that we have this walkway here. So a little bit of extra space if you want to store stuff over there. Just around the corner here is the water heater, right? But typical 2-car garage, nothing special about it. Not a ton of space either side. Again, just this walkway is nice to have. And then utility room. I also haven't mentioned these 8-foot doors. Really like the 8-foot door. The ceilings are super tall in this house, and having the 8-foot doors really helps. Something I don't like, I feel like I'm dogging on this house. This is a nice house, okay? Something though, you know, I've lived in 2 new construction homes in my life. I'm in my second current new construction home, and both of them I built from the ground up. Well, I didn't build anything, but I was in the design center for both. And so I kind of know with homes in Central Texas what you have control over as far as the design process. And every builder's different, right? But something that I didn't know I loved until I was able to get it for my own house is tall trim whenever you have high ceilings. So what I mean by that is the trim down here is really short. It's maybe 2 inches. And when you have such a tall door, tall ceiling, that trim just kind of, you can kind of see it better over here. It just doesn't add a lot. It doesn't quite fit in, versus if we doubled that, had a 4-inch trim, it really does make a big difference in the style of the home. So again, not a big deal. Talked to Daniel 5-6 years ago. He would have no idea what you're talking about, but right now, these are my honest thoughts. Typical utility room, right? No cabinets, just a shelf above. What I do like though, is we have this extra space over here, and that's not usual. So you could build in a table here, or just find a table that fits that, and then you don't have to carry the basket full of clothes over to your closet and fold them, or your bed and fold them. You can just fold them here in the room and then take that to the closet. So it is nice to have that extra space there. Finally, let's go check out the master bed and bath. There's a little vestibule here. So no carpet in here, which I really like. I also like the raised ceiling, the vaulted ceiling. They kept that massive window here in the middle. So lots of natural light coming into the bedroom. Yeah, really good sized master bedroom, keeping the 8-foot tall doors throughout. And then in the bathroom, dual vanity. Again, keeping the same cabinets that we had before, keeping the same look with the black fixtures all through, and those are the same as the pendant lights that we saw in the kitchen over the island. I love that they have the bench here. Not all showers have benches, so it's cool they included that. Again, I wish the tile went floor to ceiling, but it is what it is. Natural light coming in, that's always great. And then they even have cabinets above the toilet, which is rare. Usually don't see that. And finally, we have our closet space, pretty good amount of closet space with the built-in shelves too, which you don't always see that. So yeah, I think this is a really, really cool layout for one of the homes here in Sage Hollow. So now we're gonna go check out the second and final home tour. Much bigger home, very different style than this one. So let's go check it out. So this next home is quite different. This is listed at $485,000, so $60,000 more than the previous house. This is 2,804 square feet. It is a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3-car garage, 2-story. So let's go check it out. First thing, where we are. So we are, actually, the last house we saw was right over there. So we're at that corner, okay? We can see here is kind of a reservoir basin here, so they're not gonna be building homes here, so you don't have any neighbors right there. And then this is, for all intents and purposes, a corner lot. So you just have that one front-facing neighbor here and one over here. Tons of parking area. This is a massive driveway. So really nice if you host a lot of people over, they have a ton of space to park in your driveway, not on the street. Really cool exterior, lots of brick with this kind of red hue to it. Not a ton of room here, I wouldn't really do anything there, but I like the wooden pillars that we have here. And then this nice maroon door with the windows on either side, letting in some natural light. And this is just a mansion compared to the last house we saw. So incredibly tall ceilings, really cool design. They do that in the master bedroom too. This is the formal dining area. So much natural light coming in here. And this probably is my favorite spot in the house, just kind of panning around. So kitchen, living room, and then we have this cool banister leading up to the landing. We'll head up there last. Coat closet, all 8-foot doors through the entire home, at least downstairs. And then we have our office space here. Again, super tall ceiling. They did not build this one out, right? But you have more window space. You're really far away from the street, so lots of privacy when you're working in here, but you can still look out. Hopefully you get along with that guy because you're gonna be looking at his house all day, every day if you work from home, but then it's just land and sky. It's really, really private out here. And this does come with the French door, so that's what I was talking about with the last house. Here's our kitchen. Really interesting design for the kitchen. So we have the island with the sink in it, and then our countertop space there. If that was it, I would say this is pretty low for countertop space, but then you have this extra little semi-island, I don't know what you would call that. And so I would see this as you prepare the food here, and then when it's ready, you put it here, you put it on the platter, however you want to use it, and then dining tables here. So put it on the table for when you're ready to eat. This is kind of the middle area, it's ready to be served, and then this is the cooking area. Again, like the last home, we have 2 double oven built into the cabinets. We have a range built in, although this one's only a 4 burner. The last one was a 5 burner, so I don't know what's up with that. You know, that being said, have you ever used all 5? Like, I haven't, so this isn't a big deal to me. It's just something they like to, you know, promote. Hey, we have a 5 burner range. Well, this one's a 4 burner, not a big deal. And then the built-in oven. You'll notice these cabinets, they are the same as far as Kent Moore, but they don't have fixtures. So that'd be something that you need to add yourself. Not too difficult to do. I've done that before in my home. And then we have our corner pantry, decent size. And then I love that they have the cabinets there too. So more storage area through this entire kitchen. Tons of storage space. Kind of a breakfast nook area, however you want to use this spot, kind of however you want to do it. And then very large open living room area. Let's look at the back real quick. The backyard's kind of a catch-22. So I don't know if I like this backyard. This patio is tiny compared to what we saw. So I don't like, you know, it's covered, right? But it's really small. If you put a couch and a couple chairs out here, there'd be no space for anything else. And you have the gas outlet for a grill in this one too. So I don't like that. I also don't like the proximity to the neighbor here. Like when I walk out here, I kind of whisper. I don't know. I'm probably too respectful. When I'm near someone else's stuff, I like try to be quiet to not disturb them. I'm really close to their yard and I don't like that. That being said, this yard is massive. And so if you have high energy dog like I do, I have a golden retriever, then this yard is perfect because there's just so much space for them to run around. And like I said, I don't think this neighborhood has a dog park, so you're gonna be relying on your backyard quite a bit if you have a dog. So yeah, the amount of space, I love. This is perfect for me. But tiny patio and just feet away from my neighbor's fence. I'm not a big fan of that aspect of it. One more thing, we're not looking at any homes like this, so I just wanted to point it out now. This is what I was talking about at the beginning, how some of the homes have the detached garage. So this is actually a garage, and then you have to walk out that door and then into your home there. So some of the homes have that design, just so you're aware. Okay, now we're gonna go check out the utility room. So basic utility room. The last home actually was quite a bit nicer with that extra nook. Nothing too exciting about this utility room. You do have a half bath here, which is perfect because you're coming home mainly through the garage. And so having that half bath there, take care of business, it's done, it's right there. The garage is really nice. So we have the 3-car garage. You have this walkway here with tons of electrical outlets. Normal 2-car garage here, right? Then you have the 3rd here and this extra space. It's actually, this wall's pushed further back than that wall. So tons of space here, again with electrical outlets. So you could set up, you could easily set up a workshop here for all your tools. I put a bench here. And you're still gonna have all this space if you want to put a workout area. There's just so much room in this that I think this home wins purely because of this garage space. It is massive compared to most 3-car garages, and then definitely that last house. And for only being $60,000 more, obviously depending on your budget, this one is just incredible to me. If you want to use your garage for storage, workout, tools, and still be able to park both your cars in there. Now we're walking over to the master bedroom. They're keeping the luxury vinyl plank all through the downstairs, which I love. I really like this design. I do wish this fan and light were recessed like the 4 disc lights. It's just kind of an odd thing to have that so much lower than the other lights in the room. But apart from that, it's a really cool design choice they did with that ceiling, something different, and a pretty good amount of space. Coming into the bathroom, the sinks are separated, so sink number 1, sink number 2. You do get a garden tub with this one, which is pretty big. I think I could actually fit in there. I'm 6'1", and I always judge a tub based on could I actually fit in there. You have this massive window, which I'm surprised is not frosted. I would definitely add some sort of film across it because it's looking right at my neighbor's yard. And then we have walk-in shower with the bench, the exact same tile that we saw in the last home. I guess Milestone just doesn't do floor to ceiling tile, so I'll get off that high horse. They kept the same tile on the floor. I'm not a big fan of that. I kind of wish it was a little bit different. They do this really cool kind of green hexagon tile at the bottom of the shower, but you're going to see in every bathroom this exact same tile, and it gets old really quick. So from a design standpoint, not a big fan of that constantly happening. You do get 2 closets though, and really nice size closets. So this is closet number 1 with the built-in shelves, and closet number 2, more built-in shelves, but also just more space to hang clothes. So really nice with that. And then toilet space with no cabinets in this one. I also, maybe someone can explain to me, why do builders keep putting the towel rack above the toilet? I don't get it. My house does the same thing. It's like, why? Who is going to that room to dry themselves? I guess they are required to put a towel rack, and that's the only space they were able to find. I don't know. All right, we're gonna go check out upstairs. One thing I love about these stairs, they're not carpeted. So A, looks fantastic, right? Keeping the same look as the luxury vinyl plank on the downstairs flooring. But B, these stairs are gonna wear out, people going up and down constantly. And so when it's time to sell, the carpet on stairs is always just looks really ragged. So this is gonna help you down the road. This opens up to a large landing area, which I really like how this is set up because it's open to the dining, office foyer, a little bit of the kitchen, but it's separated from the living room. So if you have a large family, if you have teenagers, want their own space, be loud with their friends, they have that up here, and it's not gonna bleed that much into the living room. But it's also open enough to where if you need to get their attention, call for them, you can hear it from both sides of the house. So I think this is a really smart design how they did this. I'm out of breath. Okay. Linen closet. Upstairs, they went to the 6'8" doors, so not the tall doors, but they did keep the tall ceilings, which you don't often see upstairs. So that much space there from the door frame to the ceiling, quite a bit more than most homes. And then I really like this design. There's bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, bathroom, bathroom. They're all kind of they're here. You don't have to walk down a long hallway to get to them. So here's first bathroom, typical, right? Again, the tile, it's all the same. You have the one sink, pretty good sized bathroom though. Guest bedroom number 1, pretty decent size, very typical closet space. Guest bedroom number 2, a little bit bigger, way bigger closet space. It's walk-in closet, and the corner door entry is really cool. And then guest bedroom number 4, probably the smallest of them, but they also get their walk-in closet space. And the last thing is the bathroom, which really surprised me. But you have this other bathroom, dual vanity. So you got 2 sinks, you got the seamless glass walk-in shower, toilet here. This is just surprising how much A, how much sink you have, right? Like just standing here, I got a bathroom here with 2 sinks and a full bathroom here with 1 sink. So if you have a large family, this floor plan works really well for the kids living upstairs. There's 2 full bathrooms available at any time, and they have their own landing area that's separated away from the downstairs living room area. So I'm definitely a big fan of this floor plan, but I'd love to hear your opinions. You know, what are your things that you're looking for in a home? What are you not looking for in a home? So for me personally, I would probably choose the other home for my living style. It's just me and my wife, dog, and a few cats. I don't have kids, we're not gonna have kids. This is too much space. As much as I love the layout of this house, it doesn't make sense for me to have this much house, right? But for you, it may make more sense. There's certain aspects that I love for both homes. I love that the last house office was already built out, so I don't have to worry about that. But this office is taller, has the glass doors. You know, I like that aspect more. The garage space, right? Having that 3-car garage is so cool compared to a regular 2-car garage. So it's kind of just depending on your lifestyle. What are you going to be using more, right? That backyard space. I love the amount of space there. If you're not going to use it, that's just more for you to upkeep, right? So maybe that's kind of a con in your eyes. Please comment below. I'd love to hear your opinions on what's important to you. And remember, it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Be happy to help you with your next move to the Austin area. Until next time, I hope to see you around town.